Hello, hello, YouTube. Raptall back here with another battle. This time my opponent is GreenSmurff, and another OU battle with my team. There are going to be a couple points where I speed up the match here. This was a decently long match, and a couple points just to kind of get it under 10 minutes and all that fun stuff. So we are going to start off, and looking at his team, he has a very defensive team. Now, my team, I consider it a balanced team, which has kind of leaning towards the defensive side. Knowing that he has nothing that's ground type, just going to start with Sparky and go for the Volt Switch. I feel like that's a really nice way to start off and just scout what he's going to do, especially if it's something that I can hit a super effective hit on and get a good switch out. Now, of course, with my Garchomp, I'm going to totally outrage on this Blissey, or this Chansey, right? No, of course not. I am going to go for the Stealth Rock, which is exactly what this Garchomp is good at. And of course, you know, going into Gyarados, that would be a good play normally, with the Intimidate and all that stuff, but whatever. Now, I'm expecting either an Ice Fang or a Dragon Dance, because that's really the two things that Gyarados does. It doesn't always carry Ice Fang, but, whatever. I decided to go for the T-Bolt here instead of the Volt Switch. I was really thinking about it, and I figured, I want to go for the T-Bolt just in case it decides to stay in. It'll for sure kill it. I mean, Volt Switch probably could do the job anyway, but I wanted that extra power just in case. But knowing that he is going to switch out, and knowing that Porygon 2 is a bulky bastard, usually Toxic is the thing that it carries as far as status goes, so I figured my Ferrothorn's a good switch in. I can lay up some spikes, and decide here I go for one layer spikes, and here go for the Leech Seed, predicting, more or less predicting a switch actually into this Gyarados. Knowing that most Gyarados carry Taunt, especially leftover Gyarados, like leftover DD bulky Gyarados, they carry Taunt of some sort. So this way I can go into Ferrothorn, get the Leech Seed up before it can taunt me. So I was actually expecting a taunt here, but decided to just go for the Dragon Dance. And that was that Dragon Dance 1 or 2? No, this is Dragon Dance 1 because last time it switched out. So I decided to go for the Rock Blast, kind of expecting the taunt once again. And I'm like, oh, I'm faster, okay. But it's going, because he goes for the Roar, I'm like, well, okay, whatever, fine. That's all well and good. Of course, with the Leech Seed on this guy, he's only going to survive for one more turn after this anyway. So I decide, since he roars me out into Nazca, he's going to hit me pretty hard with the Waterfowl, but I don't care. I'm going to go for that Cosmic Power. And one of you guys, Team Navigator, you were asking me the other time why I don't have stored power on this guy. I tried it out. And don't get me wrong, it's a really good. I feel like it's better for more offensive variants of this guy, partially just because I can't get enough cosmic powers up usually for it to start doing well enough. Usually I'll get like phased out, or something will come in and be able to kill me before that can happen. So I just kind of like the Air Slash for consistent damage. It's not going to be able to kill anything that can have some sort of recovery or all that kind of stuff, but whatever, it seems to be working out pretty well, and Air Slash is at least some extra little damage. Stored power would be nice on certain occasions, I will not deny that, but it's working out for me. I decided before he gets up with too many layers of spikes to go back into my Sparky to scare it out with a T-Bolt or something. I was actually debating going for the Flamethrower here, just because I could, because I knew he had this guy in his team, but I figured it'd just be safe to go for the Volt Switch just like always. So that is exactly what I do. And I think I totally missed earlier talking about against this guy with my Sigilyph. I was able to keep him from killing me due to the burn damage and or the burn status. Wow, burn status, and the one Cosmic Power is able to survive early. So that's pretty awesome because I know that guy can be quite beastly if you're not ready for him. Now, I am afraid of the T-Bolt and kind of expecting it, so I'm going to go switch into my Nidoking, and he goes for the T-Bolt. So that was really nice. I was able to block that completely. And I was thinking that this would do a lot more than it did. I mean, that did like barely half of his remaining HP. It didn't even do half of his HP from what I saw. So that's a real bummer. I mean, it could be that this is a completely specially defensive Porygon 2. You never know. But whatever. So, I'm expecting this guy to recover, do whatever. I don't really care, because I know it's not going to be able to hurt me too bad. And I decided to just go for another layer spikes. I don't know if that's 2 or 3 at this point. But, whatever. Whatever. And, okay, so this is their layer spikes. Now, here we go. I'm expecting something. I don't know what I'm expecting from this guy. I don't know if he has all 3 layers of his spikes out. I'm thinking I don't think he does, so I decided to switch out into my Cloyster, expecting that third layer of spikes. but instead, oh yeah, no, it does go for the third layer spikes. Durr, so I was right. And now here I'm expecting the roar. So I don't go for the shell smash, but I miss the Hydro Pump, which is a real bummer. What are you really going to do about it? Switching out to this guy, I don't really know, what I was going to do with him. I decided, heck, I'm just gonna go for the air slash, try to get some initial damage in. I'm kind of expecting him to roar me out again, so I figure I'm just gonna go for the roost, get up back up to full. So next time this guy comes in, he is all ready to do whatever the heck he has to do. Now going out to Notori, another stalwart here. I mean, neither of us can really do that much to each other. I'm expecting that he's going to want to roar me out, so I decided to just go for Leech Seed, so when he roars me and I get spikes damage or something else, I'll at least get some of that health back. And so with the burn, with the Leech Seed, it's doing a decent amount against this Skarmory. Now, of course, here. I was expecting the switch. I really wanted to go for the Shell Smash, but instead I go for the safe Hydro Pump. I don't want him to out-predict me and go for another Roar, but he does that. And I go for the Hydro Pump, and look at that damage. It does nothing. But this was a great play. Last time I switched out, Fairy and Thunderbolt. This time I expect him for me to do that. So I'm expecting him to go for the recover, because he's at a pretty low amount of health. And bam! That is exactly what he does. Boo-yah. So I'm thinking, awesome, I have a Shell Smash here. I'm going to Ice Spear this guy and kick his ass. And I'm looking at the damage, and I get the one crit there, and just like, oh man, it's not going to kill him. What the heck do I have to do to kill this thing? Seriously. I didn't know they were that damn bulky. I mean, well, I knew they were bulky, but whatever. It's at this point in the match I'm thinking, I really wish this team had some sort of fighting move. I mean, he has the Chansey, he has the P2. It's definitely something nice to have, especially this gen. At the same time, though, a lot of fighting tanks kind of run rampant. So take that as you will. I do keep from getting paralyzed, so I'm able to take him out with another one, even with the Thingamabob. But he misses the Air Slash and I get paralyzed, so that was a completely wasted turn. Because he's just going to go for another Air Slash, and it is going to take out my Cloyster. Not a really big deal. Cloyster did its job. I was able to get some damage on some people, and was able to kill that Porygon too, even though it kind of scared me there for a while. Now, once again, going for the Volt Switch. Why the heck not? Because that's what this guy does best. Going for the Volt Switch, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be going into my Garchomp. Now, I've actually have two Garchomps that I've been thinking of trying out. This one that I've been using, and I have another Garchomp for this team, which is also a Stealth Rock user, but it's a much more offensive. Think like the Swords Dance set, but instead of Swords Dance, it has Stealth Rock. And the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking, it's not even worth trying that one. I mean, this guy does such a freaking good job. I mean, Dragon Tail is so awesome on this Garchomp. He doesn't have the pure power of the other one, obviously, but, I mean, come on. This set has been winning me battles and messing with people's minds, so I cannot complain about that. Now, I'm knowing I'm faster if he decides to go for the Roar or something like that, so I was able to go for the Dragon Tail, since both have those negative priority moves. And he switches out to the Chansey, which means, no wish for you, mahaha. And, at this point, I think I'm going to go for one more Thingamabob, one more Dragon Tail as he goes for that Air Slash. And he ends going to end up forfeiting the match running. So it's going to be 4-2. I mean, I was going to win. It kind of just sped up the process. But great game, GreenSmurff. It was a lot of fun. I am loving this team. I am loving this Garchomp. And screw Scarf Chomp. You know what? Tank Chomp is so much more fun to use. And it screws with people's mind more. So comment, rate, sub, guys. I'll catch you later. And peace out.